you're gonna hinder my investigation. So, I mean, we could do this easy or we could do it hard, and I really don't want to do it hard. I mean, we can, dude, I'm telling you, we can make this easy, we can make it hard.
You're not gonna give us your name?
I don't have to.
Okay, turn around.
10-4-1095.
What am I being arrested for?
Obstruction. You want to play your game? So we played it.
Many of you have asked for an update on the arrest of Derek Massey by the Jesup, Georgia Police Department. For anyone who's new here, Derek was walking home early that morning. He sat down by the side of the road to rest, and a concerned caller dialed 911 asking for a welfare check, not reporting a crime. Derek wasn't causing a disturbance. He had not driven, yet he was arrested for resisting arrest. And everything you just saw in that opening clip is how the encounter unfolded. If you haven't seen the full arrest video, it's linked in the description, and I recommend watching it so you can see exactly what happened from start to finish. Now let's get into what's happened since. After Derek was taken to jail, his father spoke with Sergeant Parker. And what Parker said in that conversation sets the tone for everything that happens next.
What did y'all arrest him for, David?
There's this. So we had a legal reason to get out with him following a call where he was sleeping in a driveway. And when we got out with him, he refused to identify himself. And by law, he has to identify himself.
What
We
crime?
have legal reason to be out with him.
But what crime did he commit? Because Georgia's not a stop and ID state. I don't have to tell you this. You got to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that he committed a
Loitering.
crime. That ain't
Sleeping on property,
and
somebody's property, and public intoxication.
Not-
He was intoxicated.
not in the right of way. So now that's all going in your report as opposed to
It's
just
already there.
resisting arrest.
Okay.
Because that's what it said. That's what he was booked
That
on.
is the charge that he was booked for, which is the same as obstruction. It's city
That's a
ordinance.
secondary offense also.
Okay, well, have a good day. Good job.
I knew that story would change.
Okay.
And while this was all unfolding, Jesup Police didn't just stay quiet, they went on the offensive. This article ran in the local paper. At first glance, it looks like an independent investigation cleared the officers, but if you read past the headline, the investigation they're referring to is Jesup's own internal review, conducted by the same people involved in the incident. Not an outside agency, not GBI, not anyone independent. The article leans entirely on an internal Jesup investigation, written by the city manager and the city attorney. That's not oversight, that's the city investigating itself. The city claims that the public didn't understand the circumstances behind the arrest, but the officer's own body cam shows exactly what happened, and the full video is linked in the description. Watch it and judge for yourself. And finally, they claim Derek was nearly struck by a vehicle, but the department's own photos show that that simply isn't true. And while Jesup was pushing its own narrative through the local paper, behind the scenes something else was happening. According to them, the original 911 call, the one that started all of this, has now been lost. The system allegedly failed during the exact window that contains Derek's welfare check call, and every recording from that 24-hour period is now, quote, irretrievable. While Jesup was shaping the narrative behind the scenes, this is what was happening in real time. Derek hadn't committed a crime, he had not driven, he wasn't disturbing anyone, yet Jesup Police detained him anyway. They disarmed him without any lawful cause, they threatened to have his dog taken to the pound, and the reason for the detention changed every time they were asked. First it was a welfare check, then it was cause for alarm, then refusal to identify, then almost being hit by a car, then it was school safety. The story never stayed the same. They dismissed someone else's complaint against these officers in under 24 hours, while ignoring my formal complaint for more than a month. And while refusing to answer those complaints, they pushed their preferred version of events through friendly local media, newspaper articles, a radio editorial, both repeating the department's talking points without a single independent review. And when I requested the rest of the body cam footage, Jesup insisted in writing that no additional footage existed, only to later produce that footage and charge nearly $200 for the video they said they didn't have. And that brings us to the moment that says it all.
What long was I bringing?
I tell you what, I was going to try and be nice and call somebody for the dog. I've been calling animal control.
Now remember everything you've seen so far, because after the arrest, after the detention, the threats, the shifting stories, Jesup doubled down. They sent me this letter stating plainly that no more body cam footage existed. And this one, estimating $191 for records they swore didn't exist. But they just weren't telling the truth, and at this point, I'm not sure they even know how to. Because the body cam footage does exist, and Jesup Police had it the entire time. You really can't make this up.
So what was he doing?
So I just wanted to pause it briefly here to say that that was a really interesting way to begin a conversation. Part of Officer Lane's words were cut off, and then the first thing we hear him say is, "So, what was he doing?" What was who doing? What were they talking about before the camera started rolling? And you notice the very first thing that she said was, "Oh, okay." So what really were they talking about before the camera started?
So what was he doing?
So when I pulled in, it was right at the entrance down there, and he was just like balled up in a ball, like he was sleeping. Like I kind of, hold on just a second, Jordan. I kind of thought he was like homeless, and I was kind of scared to say anything. And then I pulled back up to him because I thought, crap, maybe this is a medical emergency. But then I was just like, no, we'll just call somebody. Because I'm here by myself. So
No, I don't blame you. Can you get your name?
yeah, Christy, Christy. E-Fall. And then once I pulled back, E-Fall, E-F-A-W.
Okay.
Once I pulled back up to him, he started getting up. So then I parked and just stayed in my car with the doors locked.
126.
And then him and his dog walked off.
126.
But they kept looking back at the
Wayne
building.
06 CDC 1295 male, beginning mileage.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning. What's a good phone number?
10-4.
And they may ask for your date of birth. Okay.
And I'm the head of school, if they need to know that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
You too.
And that's it. That short, uneventful exchange. A principal describing a possible medical issue and a man with his dog looking back toward a building is the entire foundation Jesup PD used to suggest Derek was some kind of a threat to the school. No crime reported, no danger described, just a welfare check. Yet this is the narrative they pushed. The narrative they used to justify detaining Derek, disarming him, threatening him, and ultimately arresting him. And when the facts didn't support that narrative, the story changed, evidence disappeared, body cam footage was denied. If you want to see the next update, make sure you're subscribed. The city of Jesup seems determined to prosecute this young man for whatever they think they can make stick. Until then, sic semper tyrannis, and good night, Doc Thompson, wherever you are.